Good day, everyone. Welcome to Mr. Comics 89. This is the top 25 comics of 2023. So there have been not as many as last year. I think I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before. I had 50. I usually vary between 25 and 50 depending on how many books that I have. This year, in between getting ready for the army and packing things up and other hobbies, I didn't get quite as many books that I wanted, but I still had enough to make a 25 list, as well as a couple of honorable mentions. We'll definitely say honorable mentions. So, a couple of these, they could ultimately fluctuate between where they would actually appear on the list, but these generally I think end up where they're supposed to be. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the top 25 list. So, here we go. On the screen here. The honorable mentions this time around are Spectacular Spider-Man Annual number 7, The Honeymoon of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. Is here because I love the marriage, I support the marriage, and I finally got my hands on the Honeymoon issue. It was no big deal in value, but it's just a book that was important to me to get at some point, so that's why it's here. And then the other honorable mentions are XMen 141 and 42, the facsimiles of Day of Future Past. It is by far, well, I'm going to say second favorite story arc of X-Men. My favorite is the House of X, Powers of X, right there at the beginning of Krakoa. I love that story arc. It's my favorite X-Men. I love the idea of the X-Men being mutants that are regeneration. So let's get that better. All right. So there we go. All right, here to the list. Number 25. We got all new Captain America issue number 1, with Captain America 4 coming. Sam Wilson being Captain America. This is his first time, I believe, taking over the title, and I felt this was an important book to have. So, cool book to have, good book to have. So, that's that one. Number 24, Legends number 1. It's the, I believe, first appearance of Amanda Waller, with her playing a key role or important role in the coming new reboot of DC Universe. Important book to have, anyone key related, but it was just a cool book, key book to have. Not huge, but definitely a cool book to get. All right, number 23, Weapon H, issue number 6. This one made the top 25 simply because of the cover. I mean, the Invisible Woman wearing the Fantastic Four die-cut boob window. I definitely like this look for the Fantastic Four uniform, particularly on her. And that's just honestly the only reason why it made the list. This is one of those purely cover buys, in a sense. Honestly, people pay a lot of money on paintings to hang on walls or pictures to hang on walls. Why can't people pay money just for the covers of comic books? You know? Alright. These next 2 issues here were on the list because of what they were. Number 22, X-Men Annual number 38. It was on here because I finally succeeded in collecting every issue of Amazing Spider-Man, including the annuals. And these annuals that I will be listing coming up here are the few that I had left. And so every time I checked off an annual, it made the list, whether it was important key or not. Number 21, X-Men Annual number 7. Made the list higher than the last one because it was older artwork. I believe it reprinted the first or second Vulture story. I can't remember exactly. Still a cool book. These issues here and there on 7, 6, 7, 8 were just reprinted issues. So they're still cool. Alright, number 20, Raiders of the Lost Ark, issue number 1. Found this in my last hunting hall trip up in Pueblo at the comic book store there. I honestly don't think I'm going to get a chance to get back there before I join the army. So it was kind of fun to find this Raiders cover while I was there. I like the movie a lot. Love Sam Harrison Ford. Don't know why I was thinking Sam something. But it was definitely a book I wanted to get. Well, maybe not. When I saw other people show the books off like that, it's cool, and I wanted it for sure. If I never came across it in person or eBay, I probably never would have bought it. But the fact that I came across it, I had the extra money. It was a cool book that was different to add to there. You know, it's an adaptation of the movie, not its own little things. Just a fun book to have. All right. Number 19, Batman and Robin Adventures, number 21. Just a Batgirl cover arc. I think Tim something is the artist. I can't remember though. I don't think it's Tim Sale. I don't know what exactly the artwork is, but it was cool. It was in the Key Collectors app because of the cover itself. A few bucks at a time. It's one of those things. All right. Number 18, The Magnificent Miss Marvel, number 5. This is the first appearance of Miss Marvel's symbiote-ish suit. It's an homage of Secret Wars number 8. And it's one of those FOMO books at the time that you wanted to get, but I didn't or didn't know about it at the time. And I came across it years later, or a year or two later, and it was FOMO price down to normal where it would be at, and it was just a book to have at that point. So it was definitely cool to have. I liked it a lot. I definitely feel it was a good fun buy because I like Miss Marvel. And I liked her series, I liked her movie, The Marvels, and I like her new series that's out now. All right. Number 17, Wolverine, number 145. I believe this is the key because it was when Wolverine I think he gets the adamantium ripped from him by Magneto. It's either ripped from him or it gets put back after being gone. But it's one of those, I love Wolverine. It's either Wolverine or Storm is my favorite mutants. It always is. And Wolverine, love him. Very cool. And so this is just a key that you want to get just because you like the character. You know what I mean? All right. Number 16. Amazing Spider-Man 666. This is, crap, I can't remember what it is because it's not in front of me, but it's 1 in 500 copies. I think, I'm not sure if it's that Spider-Man booth or something like that. It's some key. It's only 500 copies. It has a COA in the back. So to have 1 of 500 issues of Spider-Man, I don't mind. I love getting Spider-Man. I love getting different covers. This book, the rarity of it, or the rarity of it, 1 of 500, was just really cool to have. And again, you have to store credit, not the versus having the cash, the card in your pocket. It was just a book I wanted to get, so that's the reason why it's on the list. All right. Number 15, Showcase presents Power Girl number 97. I believe this is first time she's in her own title. Or crap. Let me see if I can get the key real quick, because it's gonna bug me now if I don't get my answer correctly. There you go, Showcase. For origin and first solo title of Power Girl. So it's Power Girl Number 97. But Showcase Presents, so origin and first solo title of Power Girl. So that's the exact key related of that. So Power Girl's cool. You know, prefer her and her this universe self of Supergirl to Power Girl. Although Power Girl does have a couple big points to her. Anyway. Number 14, Green Lantern. Number 20, this is the first appearance or first cameo appearance of Jessica Cruz. This is one of those books that I love the cover, want to have it, never spent the money on it on eBay. I think I didn't anyway. I forget where I got this exactly. I don't think I got it in person. Maybe I did buy it. I don't know, maybe I found it on mycomicshop.com. I think that sounds right, but I can't be entirely sure. But it's still a cool Green Lantern book to have for those of you who love Green Lantern. Alright. Daredevil number 171 makes number 13 on the list. And this should be the first time that Daredevil... Yeah, this marks the first battle between Kingpin versus Daredevil. With Kingpin and Daredevil coming into the MCU now. I'm not sure if they're going to have them meet for the first time again. But it's definitely seemed like a good book to have when I came across it, just in case purposes, you know. It's a cool book to have, cool cover. Kingpin and Daredevil fighting. It's definitely a book that people should have for sure. All right. Number 12, Spectacular Spider-Man number 27. This is another Daredevil crossover with Spider-Man book. The key with this book, it's the first Daredevil artwork by Frank Miller. And I wanted to have Spectacular Spider-Man books, build that collection up now that I have a complete run of Amazing Spider-Man, including the annuals. Gotta start in places, and came across this key versus buying them on eBay. So, just one of those important things, you know what I mean? Love to have it now. Alright, number 11 on the list. Hulk number 1, first appearance of Red Hulk. I look forward to Harrison Ford, General Ross as Red Hulk when he makes his appearance in the MCU. Very, very cool outlook. Gotta admit, when I first heard of Red Hulk, I thought the Hulk was just changing colors, not different people. Well, not the biggest Hulk fan, so what do I know? But I definitely look forward to reading or seeing his character appear on the screen. Alright. And we're in the top 10. Here we go. So number 10. This is a book from my wish list for this year, along with the annuals for ASM. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue number 6, the first appearance of Starling. I love this character from Miles' girlfriend, granddaughter of the Vulture. I don't know how long it took me exactly to look at the cover before I realized that they were in the clouds above the city, and it wasn't just like a reflective, watery, textured background. I'm so sorry. It's a long day, but this is just a gorgeous cover. I wanted this in a 9.8, honestly, but I found a good deal and a good book raw, so I bought it raw. Gotta have it. I want a complete collection of amazing Miles Morales, so gotta get all of them. So, all right, number 9. This is actually one of the 2 most recent story additions to my collection this year. Most recently, this is on my wish list for last year or the year before. It's Wonder Woman number 72. Nothing huge about this book other than just a Brian Boland classic artwork cover. I mean, that's all there really is to it. The classic artwork. I wanted it for that reason. Wonder Woman looking, like the daughter of Athena, goddess of war. She just looks badass and strong. And Brian Boland, I love his hair, and Wonder Woman, all it's full and curly like that. It's just a lot of fun. And I was glad to have it. The book from the wish list for this year that I checked off, Iron Man 282, the first appearance of Tony Stark as War Machine. Really, really cool cover. The black and blue and the red and just gorgeous. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Not a hugely interesting book to read, but it was a lot of fun to finally get this book in the collection. It meant a lot. Number 7 on the list, Iron Man number 170. It's the first appearance of Iron Man as James Rhodes. So I had the first appearance of Iron Man, James Rhodes as Iron Man. Last one I had the first appearance of Tony Stark as War Machine. It's just kind of funny I got these two issues and they're back to back. But I love this cover. In fact, I think they found this book for $3. I was shocked, actually. I thought it'd be worth a little bit more than that, but picked it up for $3 from a comic shop, and so I was particularly happy to get that book. All right. Now we're entering the big books. Or the bigger books, should I say. I struggled with the order of these next 4 or 5. A lot of these books you could probably throw them up in the air and they might land in a slightly different order on the list. Number 6, Green Lantern number 201 is the first appearance of Kilowog in the Green Lantern Corps and the Green Lantern series. I wanted this book for a while. Never quite pulled the trigger on it. Always saw it on eBay. But I found this in the wild. Found it for $20, and that was before the 25% off sale. So why not? This key for $15, pretty high grade. Every time, right? Every time. All right. Yeah, here we go. So, number 5. And like I said, I switched these like 5 times. ASM Annual number 6 in number 5 here. And the reason for it being is it's a reprint of the first appearance of the Sinister Six. John Romita Sr. artwork. Frankly, I think the better cover appearance for the first appearance of the Sinister Six than Steve Ditko did. But that's my humble opinion. And it was just a lot of fun. So I struggled with putting it at number 4 with what I put for number 4. But it was cool to have it. This was one of the 3 of 4 related books I needed for annuals to complete my ASM run. And it was just, gotta love this cover. Just gotta love this cover. So, number 4 on the list is ASM Annual number 2. I picked this book up at the Denver Fan Expo. It was one of 2 big books I picked up. This is the last Steve Ditko ASM Annual. Where SpiderMan and Doctor Strange, teamed up, for I think the first time. I believe this book spiked in value with No Way Home and Doctor Strange's appearance in there. But I needed it. It was the most expensive book left to collect, I think. Either that or 6 was, I forget. But needed it for the run. Not the most exciting cover compared to 6. That's why I kept on switching them back and forth. But the next 3 books ultimately were pretty solid. So number 3 on the list here. Number 3 is an upgrade for my collection because the one I bought was accidentally a reprint. It was number 3, ASM number 301, CGC 9.4. Bought off a guy named Angelo. He runs Comics Den. whatnot YouTube channel. Lives in Florida. I bought a Marvel's Legend reprint by accident of this book. I want every single cover A and some upgrades of lower condition books when I get them. Came across this one. Felt the deal, price was right, pulled the trigger and bought it. So finally I got this book upgraded to a first print of the book, and it's already graded. It's a nice near mint grade. I'm happy with it. All right. This book, I believe, would have made the #1 spot if I didn't go to the Comic-Con this year. #2 on the list, Green Lantern issue #9 of Volume 2. It is the first cover appearance of Sinestro. Frankly, it should have been his first appearance. I'm a firm believer, I think, first appearance of characters who are going to be big or important in the future, and the artist and the creator knows this, first appearances should be on their cover. Because #8, I believe, first Sinestro, was not exciting. Wasn't happy with it, and frankly, if I only got one first of Sinestro, I will take his cover appearance over his actual appearance any day. It's kind of like why I would pick Hulk 181 over Hulk 180. Or even though I have XMen Annual 14, if I had XMen Annual 14 and Uncanny X-Men 266, I would take the first cover appearance of Gambit over his first published appearance. I put more emphasis on first cover appearances of characters. Ultimately, I think that's where I sit in that debate. Alright, #1 on the list. The biggest book of this year, and frankly a book I didn't see myself getting this year. If you show me this entire list and said which one's going to be, you're going to get all, which one are you, if you show me this list and said which book do you think is not going to happen on this list? Pick a book that would not going to happen on this list. It would have been this book. But when I make a budget to go to con, I make a budget basically to get 1 or 2 big books and then smaller stuff. That way it's like I got one quality piece and the rest are quantity. I saw this book here. I don't know why I've chose this particular title versus a different ASM kind of book. But I'm glad I got it. It is #1, X-Men 101. First appearance of Phoenix, Cyclops drinking in that lake water. Just love this cover, and it's not in bad shape. It's centered fairly well. It's fairly clean, looks decently presented. I love having this book. Chris Claremont did a great job on X-Men here. It's one of the few X-Men books I can actually read clearly. I have a hard time reading X-Men books. Don't know why, I just do. But this is a fun book to have, and I'm so stoked to have it. Found it for, I feel, is a decent price. Or a good price. And, I just glad that I bought it, and I love it. So that's the list, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed my top 25 comics of 2023. Comment down below if you made it this far and you watched the whole thing. What is your top book? Do you agree X-Men 101? Or do you have a different priority? And if your book wasn't on here, what would your favorite pickup of this year be? So comment down below what was your favorite book from this list, and what was your favorite pickup of this year, if you can remember clearly. You picked up Giant Size X-Men, you picked up First Hulk, you picked up that FOMO Iron Man book at a 9.8 way back in the day. Don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So, like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys next time for my next video. Take care, and happy collecting.